Hello everyone and welcome back for some more Drag Race gossip, secrets and drama. So now that the All-Stars 8 cast has been officially announced and the season will be starting soon, I thought it would be interesting to do a video talking about the previous drama that some of the cast has been involved in, as well as some new drama as well. And please note that this video does not contain any spoilers for All-Stars 8, but it does contain some spoilers about the Queen's original seasons. So with that in mind, today we're going to be talking about things such as why people thought that Monica Beverly Hillz was banned from Drag Race, why Jimbo is being labelled as misogynistic by some fans, and Heidi N Closet calls out a famous designer who ghosted her while preparing for All-Stars 8. All that and more coming up on today's video, so let's get started. Alexis Michelle. Alexis Michelle competed on season 9 and placed 5th. Alexis is known for her commentary on things, particularly important social issues. For example, when Gia Gunn was called out in 2020 for saying that she thought that COVID-19 was a hoax, Alexis commented saying that Gia was being, quote, beyond irresponsible. Alexis also once talked about a 2018 article which criticised Manila Luzon for being anti-Semitic after she used a nose prosthetic for her portrayal of Barbra Streisand in the Snatch Game on All Stars 4. And Alexis said in the social media post that she herself is Jewish and she didn't find Manila's portrayal anti-Semitic. And Alexis said that she has portrayed Barbra Streisand in the past, and achieving the right nose shape is not easy, and she sent her support to Manila. Alexis has also implied on social media that her original edit on season 9 didn't show her actual personality, so it will be interesting to see how she is portrayed on All Stars 8. Heidi N Closet. Heidi N Closet competed on season 12 and placed 6th. Recently, Heidi was involved in some drama when she called out a well-known designer who had apparently ghosted her while preparing for All Stars 8. Heidi tweeted on the 25th of April saying, "I'm all about spreading peace and love, but someone tried me and my time and then proceeded to try and gaslight me. Should I name names?" And Heidi then followed this up by tagging Joshua Aponte, who is a fashion and costume designer who is quite well known in the drag community. And he has designed costumes for several Drag Race queens, such as Willow Pill, Jada Essence Hall, and Diabetti, among many others. Joshua did reply to one of Heidi's tweets with a gif saying, "I'm so confused." And Heidi replied saying, "I'll be sure to make it very clear for you shortly." Heidi then went live on Instagram and was joined by Canada's Drag Race Season 3 contestant Miss Fiercelicious, who also said that she had had problems with Joshua in the past. And in the live, Heidi called out Joshua and explained that when she was preparing for All Stars 8, she reached out to Joshua and asked him to make an outfit for her for All Stars 8 because Heidi had worked with Joshua in the past. And apparently Joshua said yes, and then he also said he would make another outfit for Heidi as well. But Heidi said that Joshua then, quote, ghosted her and didn't respond to any of her messages or calls when she asked him if he had finished the outfits or not. And apparently weeks went by and she never heard from him. And Heidi said she knew Joshua had been online because he had been posting lots of other things on his social media, but he never responded to Heidi. Heidi then said that she was at the Queerty Awards in February this year and she was with a bunch of other Drag Race queens. And Joshua was also at the awards and Heidi said, quote, "Of course he wants to be seen with the girls." And Heidi said she chose not to, quote, "slap your ass across the face," and she decided to be cordial with Joshua. But apparently when Heidi gave Joshua a hug, Joshua pulled back and said, quote, "Oh, prickly." And at first, Heidi thought Joshua was saying that Heidi hadn't shaved properly and her skin was prickly, but then Joshua clarified that he was referring to Heidi's energy as being prickly. And Heidi then said, quote, "If there was a problem with my energy, it's you, and you know what the F you did." And Heidi also said about Joshua, quote, "She's too busy about her trying to get on Drag Race as well, and also designing for other girls that season, so she can walk in and gag people and be like, 'Oh, you're wearing my outfit.'" Heidi also said that Joshua didn't respond to her messages until she tweeted about him and then suddenly he responded to her. So it looks like Heidi was angry at Joshwan because he said he would design some outfits for her for All Stars 8, but then never actually responded to her, and presumably he never actually made the outfits for her because it was too late before filming started. And Miss Fiercelicious, who was also on the live with Heidi, said that she had contacted Joshwan for her Goddess runway for Canada's Drag Race Season 3, which would have probably been sometime in 2021. And apparently Joshwan was really excited about making the outfit for Miss Fiercelicious, and he said that goddesses were really important in his culture, but then apparently he just ghosted her and never actually responded back. And neither Heidi nor Miss Fiercelicious seem to have said anything more about the situation since then, so we'll have to see if there are any further developments. However, Joshwan did tweet a few days later on the 30th of April saying, "A Ru girl copying another Ru girl's outfit, at least change the colour." And it's not clear if this was a dig at Heidi or perhaps someone else, but this tweet just added to the scrutiny that Joshwan was already getting after he was called out by Heidi and Miss Fiercelicious. Jimbo. Jimbo competed on Canada's Drag Race Season 1 and placed 4th. And Jimbo also competed on UK vs The World Season 1 and placed 7th. Jimbo has been involved in a few controversies over the years. For example, Jimbo apparently had an unaired fight with fellow UK vs The World cast member Mo Hart. I did mention this in a previous video, so check out the link in the description for the full story. And the most recent controversy involving Jimbo has been talked about more since Jimbo was announced as being part of the cast for All Stars 8. You may remember that a big part of Jimbo's brand is that she often wears large prosthetic breasts. And this is something she has continued in her entrance look for All Stars 8. Well, over the years, Jimbo has been called out by several people, saying that Jimbo's use of large fake breasts is misogynistic and is a mockery of women. For example, one Twitter user tweeted a photo of Jimbo's promo look for All Stars 8 and said, "Can't wait for my body type to be used for more bad punchlines." And another Twitter user said, "Y'all defending the person who is the main example the Red uses in promoting the drag bands like Please Get a Grip." And this has caused quite a big debate within the Drag Race community, and several other queens have commented on this. For example, Crystal, who is originally from Canada but competed on Drag Race UK Season 1, commented on the situation in a series of tweets saying, "Maybe we should listen to people within our community when they raise concerns about misogyny." And Crystal also said, "Big boobs do not automatically equal misogyny. That's a super transphobic talking point that reduces women down to their anatomy. Equally, misogyny does exist in drag, and pretending otherwise is not a good look." And other Drag Race queens have defended Jimbo on this, such as fellow Canada's Drag Race Season 1 contestant Kiara, and also Irma Gerd, who competed on Season 3 of Canada's Drag Race. And it looks like Jimbo has responded to the drama by tweeting saying, "I was raised by my incredible mother, my loving aunts, my beautiful sisters, and so many other incredible women. Girls were often my only friends. I have a deep love and respect for women." And fellow All Stars 8 castmate Monica Beverly Hillz responded to Jimbo's tweet and said, "Yes you do, my love." But Jimbo doesn't seem to have said any more about this drama since then, so we'll have to see if this subject is addressed any further during the airing of All Stars 8. Kahanna Montrese. Kahanna Montrese competed on Season 11 and placed 14th. Kahanna was once involved in a brief online drama with her fellow Season 11 castmate Ariel Versace. It all seems to have started when Ariel appeared on Hey Queen in 2019, and Ariel talked about a time when they were on tour, and fellow Season 11 castmate Nina West took Ariel to a bathhouse for the first time. And Ariel said she felt, quote, "real awkward" and just stayed in the locker room. But Ariel said in the interview that Kahanna was also there at the bathhouse, and she, quote, "got pulled into a room right quick. Oh god, I'm not sure if I can effing say that. Sorry Kahanna, go off girl." And it seems that Kahanna must have been annoyed that Ariel had revealed this, and Kahanna seemingly tweeted about Ariel, although I couldn't find the original tweet. However, I could find Ariel's response, and Ariel said, "Also, a private text would have sufficed, not a clout-laced tweet, you know that." And Kahanna replied saying, "B, don't try it, you could have sent me a text about what you said, and I'm the last one chasing for clout. On 100 you don't want it with me, sis, keep my mother effing name out your mouth." But I couldn't find any more of the conversation as these tweets seem to have since been deleted, so I'm not sure if Kahanna and Ariel have since patched things up or not. Kandy Muse. Kandy Muse competed on season 13 and placed runner-up. One of the main dramas that Kandy has been involved in was with her fellow season 13 castmate Tamisha Iman. As you probably know, Kandy and Tamisha had a big fight in Untucked, and the two of them didn't seem to get on well on the show. However, Kandy later appeared on Tamisha's internet show and they discussed their feud on Drag Race, and the two of them seemed to reconcile. However, Kandy has since called out Tamisha over comments that Tamisha made about Gottmik. Just to quickly explain the backstory, Gottmik has previously said that someone on the season 13 cast had made some problematic and transphobic comments while on set. And Kandy commented on the video on TikTok and said that it was Elliot with 2 T's. And Elliot was also called out once because of an apparent racist comment that she made about season 13 winner Simone, where Elliot said, quote, "She is, in a word, black girl magic, but she did it so elegantly, it wasn't aggressive, it was done with taste." And the use of the word aggressive was called out by several people, including season 12 winner Jada Essence Hall. And both Simone and Kandy have said that they had tried to talk to Elliot about the, quote, microaggressions that she did on set, but Elliot just blocked them. Anyway, after all of that happened, Tamisha Iman then came to Elliot's defense and said that Elliot is not racist and that the accusations against her were lies. And someone replied to Tamisha and said that Gottmik had said that Elliot had also made transphobic comments. And Tamisha replied saying, quote, "Trans people lie also." And Kandy Muse then seemingly tweeted about Tamisha and said, "I refuse to speak of that person ever again. She knows the truth. I do not stand by bullying, so please leave that girl alone. However, saying trans people lie is crazy." And Tamisha has apparently blocked pretty much all of the season 13 cast apart from Elliot and Kimora Hall, so it doesn't seem like any of them have reconciled as of yet. Monica Beverly Hillz. Monica Beverly Hillz competed on season 5 and placed 12th. Some people were apparently surprised that Monica had been cast in All-Stars 8 because there had been a rumour going around for many years that Monica was banned from Drag Race because of some critical comments that she had made about RuPaul. It all started when RuPaul said in a 2018 interview with The Guardian that he didn't think that trans performers should be able to compete on Drag Race because it gives them an unfair advantage. And these comments sparked outrage within the community, and RuPaul then apologised and backtracked on these statements after several people, including Drag Race queens, called him out about it. And one of those people was Monica, who you may remember came out as trans during season 5 in an emotional moment on stage. And in a 2018 interview with Them, Monica said, quote, "When I read RuPaul's comments, unfortunately I wasn't surprised. Let's be real, once I came out as trans, they milked that moment and then I didn't stick around much longer. I don't agree with RuPaul's policy. I think there's so much more to the illusion of drag than how someone identifies." And Monica finished by saying, quote, "I'm still waiting for my All-Stars invite." And it appears that Monica was not banned from the show, and she did finally get her invite for All-Stars 8. So it will be interesting to see how this dynamic works with RuPaul and her on the show, and if this will be discussed. Naysha Lopez. Naysha Lopez competed on season 8 and was the first queen to be eliminated. However, Naysha was then brought back in episode 3 and was then eliminated again in episode 4. Naysha once revealed some drama that she was involved in where she was impersonated by another queen, and it resulted in Naysha getting kicked off the cast for a season of Drag Race. And I have talked about this in a previous video, but I have since found a bit more information about it. Naysha first talked about this during a 2018 interview on Hey Queen, when Naysha said that she auditioned for a season of Drag Race, but she didn't specify which one, and Naysha said, quote, "But a queen ruined that for me and I didn't get on." Naysha then said that she didn't want to talk about the queen, but then she revealed it was Jade Sotomayor, who was a contestant on season 1, but Naysha didn't give any more specifics on the situation. Naysha then mentioned this drama again during a Roscoe's viewing party for season 14 a few years later. And Naysha said that before she got cast on season 8, she was actually cast on an earlier season of Drag Race, but she didn't specify which one. And as we all know, obviously the contestants are not allowed to tell anyone that they got on the show. show. And as part of the audition process, the queens have to fill in a psych evaluation, and Naysha said that she didn't really know what it was, so she called a friend and asked for some advice. And although Naysha didn't specify who the friend was, it's assumed that she was referring to Jade Sotomayor because she had already said that on Hey Queen a few years earlier. Anyway, apparently Jade then gave Naysha some advice on the casting process for Drag Race. But then, according to Naysha, Jade created a fake email address and then pretended to be Naysha. And then Jade contacted some designers pretending to be Naysha and said that she was going to be on Drag Race and tried to solicit the designers for free outfits and wigs. And these designers then told the producers of Drag Race, and the producers contacted Naysha and said that this was breaking the rules, and then they told Naysha that she had been uncast from the show because of it. And eventually Naysha apparently proved that it wasn't her and that she had been impersonated by Jade, who was trying to get some free stuff, and Naysha was then later cast on season 8. And Jade Sotomayor once addressed this accusation during an interview with Bad Gay back in 2018, and Jade called the accusations, quote, absurd. Jade also said that she heard from other people that Naysha had falsely accused Jade of emailing the producers, saying that Naysha was going around telling people that she had already been cast on the show before the cast had been officially announced. And Jade said that this accusation was, quote, effed, and said that even if it were true, the show wouldn't uncast a contestant just because Jade had said something like that. Jade also said the only reason that Naysha was bitter was because Naysha also auditioned for season 1 but didn't get on, whereas Jade did. And Jade said that she and Naysha had known each other for years since high school, and they had always had a, quote, frenemy thing going on. But Jade said that this frenemy thing had been dragged on for too long and she had no idea why Naysha had made up these stories. And I thought this was some pretty interesting tea, but it doesn't seem to have been talked about that much, and neither Naysha nor Jade have really talked about it since then. So it'll be interesting to see if this drama gets brought up again during the airing of All Stars 8. So there you go, there were some dramas from the All Stars 8 cast that you may not have known about. If you'd like to get access to my videos before they go on YouTube, as well as shoutouts in my videos, priority when submitting interview questions, and also access to my archived videos, you can join my Patreon for just a few dollars a month to unlock these incredible benefits. I'll put a link in the description. And I'd just like to say thank you so much to all of my incredible Patreon members. Your support is really amazing and it really does make such a huge difference to my channel, so thank you all so much. So, did you know about any of these dramas from before? And who are you rooting for in All Stars 8? Let me know in the comments. Please make sure you like, comment and share this video as it really helps support my channel. And of course, please make sure you hit the subscribe button to stay up to date about new uploads. Thanks for watching and I hope you'll join me again in future videos. Thank you, bye!